freedom marchers. Give y'all a minute to come up in here. Is you gonna go?
Proceed about 2 miles.
Give my fellow freedom marchers a chance to get up in here,
South.
so we can get into this and talk about the sheer hypocrisy. Good morning, freedom marchers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world. This is Tyrus Bain. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy, where today, on Tuesday, November 16th, I'm going to be discussing the Officer Tatum's take on the Ahmad Arbery case, where he just did a video talking about how Batman and Robin McMichaels are going to, he believes that they're not guilty, okay? Officer Tatum believes that, Batman and Robin McMichaels are not guilty. He feels like they were justified in the shooting and killing of Ahmad Arbery. And the reasons he gives is just complete and utter. They're either lies or like he's leaving out crucial information. So it's a lie, a straight up lie, and lie by omission. All right. And I'm going to get into some key points about it. And I'm going to do the best I can to remember exactly what he said. But it's pretty much the same shit he said last year when it was real hyped up. I covered the Ahmad Arbery case last year as well, extensively. I've done several videos on it, and at those times, I broke down why Batman and Robin McMichaels are guilty. Also, and if you want to get into the law behind it, right, interpreting the law, the Officer Tatum feels like he is an authority on law, okay, because he was a former police officer, or because he is a former police officer. Well, it's not the duty of a police officer to know the law like, say, a lawyer, right? So if you want a good breakdown from a lawyer's perspective, check out Collion Noir's take. I think I did a video, touching on his take on it as well. So, if you want to go back, if you're interested, you can go back and look at the breakdown in regards to the law, for the Ahmad Arbery case, which I will touch on. I will touch on some key, crucial things about that. All right. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get this cracking. All right. So, one of the points that he made, right, was that Ahmad Arbery was not jogging at the time, that he was being pursued, but he was. He was jogging. He was not running full tilt, right? He was jogging. Now, he might not have been jogging before he got into the house, but he was definitely running or jogging when he left the house, all right? But all that's irrelevant, and this is why we need to focus on the key facts. It's not important if he was running or jogging, if he was there to jog or run. It's irrelevant, all right? It's irrelevant. Now, this is what happened. What happened was Ahmad Arbery was in the house. The Officer Tatum says that he had been caught several times or some shit like that. No, he had not. That was the first time that, first of all, multiple people had entered that house, right? Multiple people had entered that house over multiple occasions. It wasn't just Ahmad Arbery. They think it was Ahmad Arbery, and they did video and all that other stuff. There's video of him in there at some point. And then he talks about how the owner, English, of the house suspected Ahmad Arbery specifically of stealing shit off his boat. But English never said that, all right? English never said, oh, I think Ahmad Arbery stole shit off my boat. First of all, He don't know who stole what off his boat. There were no cameras at the time when shit was taken supposedly off his boat. He got the cameras installed after that, and each time they think Ahmad Arbery went in there, he didn't take anything. They didn't see him pick anything up. They didn't see him drop anything off. But the officer Tatum will tell you that, oh yeah, he was in there taking shit out and putting shit in. No. There were some things missing. Again, tools and shit missing from inside the house. But there was no camera footage of Ahmad Arbery actually taking shit from outside the house. And a lot of those times that he was in there was at night. I don't know why Ahmad Arbery was in there, but there were no video evidence of Ahmad Arbery taking shit from his house. But even this is irrelevant because the McMichaels weren't there for those times. They didn't chase him at that time, right? They did not confront him during those times when he supposedly took shit out of the house. The day that Ahmad Arbery was murdered by the McMichaels, allegedly, he was not doing anything. He was in there standing around looking around. All right. Brandon Tatum would like to tell you that he was casing the joint, right? That he was just looking and seeing what he can take. But he can't prove that. He can't prove intent, right? He can't prove the intent of Ahmad Arbery. So he's just assuming. He's just assuming Ahmad Arbery was in there casing the joint. But there's no proof of that. A neighbor saw, right? As a matter of fact, he says a neighbor, one of the McMichaels actually called the police. And this is where it gets crucial, right? This is the crucial point. Brandon Tatum believes, or he says he believes, that the McMichaels had reasonable suspicion of burglary, which is a felony, right? That's what he said. But what he failed to tell y'all was that when he talked to the 911 operator, she asked if he was doing anything in the house. Was he taking anything? Was he causing damage? The McMichaels said no, he's just standing there. He's standing around not doing anything, but he's in the house. And something about he believes that he was in there before taking shit. Before. He believes he was in there before, not at that moment. All right? So a neighbor calls out, and Ahmad Arbery sees that, oh, he's been spotted, and he books out of the house. The McMichaels chase him with vehicles. Now, let's get to the crucial points, more crucial points. The McMichaels' neighbor films the shit. He's behind Ahmad Arbery, and the McMichaels go to cut Ahmad Arbery off. Okay, Ahmad Arbery is lightly jogging. He's not running full tilt. He's just jogging. It's like a trot, right? This is what I see. Now, when he approaches the back of the vehicle of the McMichaels, Robin McMichaels, the son, was standing on the opposite side of the truck with his shotgun or whatever it was. But if you look at the video and pay close attention, it looks like he's raising the muzzle of his shotgun in Ahmad Arbery's direction. So Ahmad Arbery goes around the other direction. Instead of going on the side of where Robin McMichaels was, he goes on the opposite side. At that point, the camera kind of turns away and it comes back and they're tussling. All right. And then the shots go off. So even though the officer Tatum tells you, oh, you didn't see him in the video, it didn't look like he was raising his weapon. Well, why don't you tell the people how it also doesn't show you if he did raise his weapon, right? It looked like to me that a weapon was being raised before Ahmad Arbery went around the other side. But, you know, it was kind of blurry, whatever the case may be. Now, you don't know what Robin McMichaels did when the camera swung away and when Ahmad Arbery went around the other side of the truck. He could have raised his weapon off camera. But the Officer Tatum's not going to tell you that. You know why? Because the Officer Tatum doesn't like black people. Yeah, I said it. The Officer Tatum does not like black people. Especially black people he feels are thugs. All right? He already has it in his mind that Ahmad Arbery is a thug. So he is going to automatically believe that Ahmad Arbery is guilty. Now pay attention. He's not going to tell you about the relationship that McMichaels has with the prosecutor, right? Who was clearly biased and didn't want to charge the McMichaels. So it had to go to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. All right, they had to go completely outside of that police department to charge the McMichaels. And it wasn't because of no motherfucking politically charged nothing. It was because that was a corrupt police department. And he's not going to tell you that the Batman McMichaels was a former police officer who had gotten in trouble and then was acting like a police officer when he wasn't. It was a whole lot of shit surrounding that. Now, all this about broke into my vehicles and all this previous activity that they felt like Ahmad Arbery was part of. If there was definitive proof that Ahmad Arbery was the burglar of the items that English said supposedly was stolen, then they would have gone to his house with an arrest warrant, right? So what do we have? Batman and Robin McMichaels did not tell the operator, the 911 operator, that they suspected him of burglary at the time. They told the 911 that Ahmad Arbery wasn't doing anything at the moment. He was standing there, but they believed that he was part of a rash of burglaries that had previously occurred. Now, in order to citizenly arrest someone for a felony, they have to be actively committing the felonious thing that you're suspecting them of. Not after they left the scene and are blocks away. Actually confronting the person in the house as you feel that they are burglarizing somebody, burglarizing or committing a felony. And let's talk about Ahmad Arbery being there in the first place. It's not a crime to go onto a property unless it clearly states that you are not to trespass, right? That's what the law is in Georgia, especially with that type of house where it was in skeletal, it was down to the trim, right? Not down to trim. It was all the frame was up. It was just framing around. It was unoccupied, and there were no clearly posted signs stating that you were not to enter the property. Multiple people had entered the property multiple times just to look at the house. Again, I don't know why Ahmad Arbery was there. He's dead. They killed him. And so we don't know. So any speculation as to why Ahmad Arbery was there is irrelevant. He had not taken anything from the house. He had not damaged the house. He had not vandalized the house. The Officer Tatum hates black people. I'm gonna tell y'all that. He want to act like, ooh, look at the dads on duty. Yeah, you don't give a shit about that. You just want to act like you give a shit so that you can say, see, this is what black people. Listen. It is my position that the Officer Tatum doesn't like black people. Or let me be fair. Black people he feel are thugs, which people that aren't like him. People that aren't like him, people that aren't like the ABL. I won't say he likes black people, don't like black people. I'll say that he doesn't like a certain type of black person. He has a disdain and despises certain types of black people that he perceives to be not with the white folks.
Continue on.
I'll tell you this. He is against any black person that a conservative white person would be against. I'll just say that. Why? Well, because he has to pander to his right-wing conservative audience. Instead of putting out all the facts, he wants to give half the facts and the half of the facts that actually make Ahmad Arbery look guilty of something. He was not guilty of anything at the moment the McMichaels killed him. And the McMichaels did not express any suspicion of him committing a felony to the operator. And that's going to be a key point in this in the court case. I think the trial already started. I haven't been paying attention to it. But we'll see what happens. The truth has to come out in court. That's the bottom line to it. That's the bottom line to it. And you know that Officer Tatum is biased when he had to express that, well, this is what he thinks. So he decided to cherry pick what he believes would present a non-guilty verdict for the McMichaels to his audience. And he knows that his audience is going to roll with it. They're not going to fact check him. They're not going to do any of that, because I was a police officer for 6 years. Yeah, but you didn't practice law for 6 years. You didn't do that. Now, was it racially motivated? Well, there is some rumblings. It appears, according to eyewitness accounts, that I think it was Batman or Robin McMichaels looked down at Ahmad Arbery's dying body and said effing N-word. All right? But he's not going to tell you that either. He's not going to tell you that. He's going to tell you that the camera didn't show Robin McMichaels raising a weapon, right? Oh, you can open carry, blah, blah, blah. You can open carry in Georgia, but that doesn't mean that you can just chase people down in vehicles, right? First of all, you're chasing them down in a vehicle. That is already, you're presenting a threat. That vehicle can be considered as a weapon to Ahmad Arbery. And that's going to be another crucial point. If the prosecution is any good, they will point out that that vehicle can be considered a weapon. We have to understand that weapons aren't only guns, all right? You can use any object as a weapon. You can use a pillow as a weapon. Just because it's soft doesn't mean it can't be used as a weapon. So you chasing them down in a vehicle, and he doesn't know what you're going to do to him. He don't know if you're going to run him down, run him over. You know what I'm saying? You're pulling up in front of him. You're presenting a threat to him. You're yelling at him, and you want to call it a citizen's arrest? If the motherfucker's running away, you let the cops take over, right? That's what you do, because y'all like the police so much, right? You love the police so much. Y'all so pro-police. Back to blue. But when the operator told the McMichaels not to do anything, they did it anyway. That's another thing. They were told to stand the fuck down. But did they stand down? No, they decided to chase him down.
Keep right, and then
It's not like they were walking by the house, saw Ahmad Arbery in there taking shit, which would actually be, if he was picking shit up and taking shit, that would be, okay, burglary. Okay, I see him picking things up and taking shit. Oh, he's burglarizing the place. That's a felony. Let me go stop him right now
keep right.
from leaving the house with the shit. Boom, you go in the house and you say, hey, what you doing, son? Put that shit down. This is a citizen's arrest. You don't motherfucking let the motherfucker leave after you didn't see him take anything or do anything like you told the fucking operator, and chase him down in vehicles, which can be considered as weapons. If I am running down the street
and then left turn,
and you chasing me down with a vehicle, I don't know what you're gonna do with that vehicle. So I'm gonna do anything by any means necessary. I will do something to defend myself. Then I run around your vehicle. The camera sways away. You don't know what the Robin McMichaels did with that shotgun when he ran around that corner of that vehicle. You don't know what he did. You don't know if he raised the weapon. You don't know what he did. So if somebody's raising a weapon at me as I'm going around the vehicle, I'm going to either, if I feel like I can't run away and this motherfucker gonna shoot me in the back, I might have done the same thing Ahmad Arbery did. Except the difference between me and Ahmad Arbery is I'm open carrying in the place where I can open carry or even conceal carry. And I'm going to level the playing field by having my weapon out, and we can have a discussion. We can have a Mexican standoff. Like, okay, what you want, pimpin'? Okay, call the police. I was standing in the house. There was no sign. There's no trespassing sign. So I can stand in the house and look around. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't take nothing. So what you want to do? You want to count down from 10? What you want to do? What they call that in the Wild Wild West when two motherfuckers, you want to duel? What you want? Because I'm going to arm myself. If I'm in a place like Georgia where it's no problem, you can open carry. I know black people don't get this. Whatever. It'll be hard to, yeah. So sometimes black people don't get to exercise their rights as much as white people, but I'm still gonna fucking carry. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna exercise my fucking rights. In a place like Georgia, black folks carry all the time. I'm gonna carry me a weapon. So if I'm Ahmad Arbery, it's gonna be who's the fastest draw, who can pull on that trigger the fastest. That's real shit. You know, so if I were Ahmad Arbery, I wouldn't have to go and try to take his gun away. I would have my own gun, and we would be seeing who could get it popping the fastest. That's really what it would be. So, you know, it is what it is. Give all the information. Don't just cherry pick. Give all the information. And that's funny to me, because, you know,
in half of a mile, sharp right turn onto East Pacific Coast Highway.
How he can find, he could believe that, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse was acting in self-defense, but not Ahmad Arbery.
You have arrived at your destination.
Kyle Rittenhouse was being chased. Ahmad Arbery was being chased. The only difference between Ahmad Arbery and Kyle Rittenhouse was, well, not the only difference. There's a lot of differences, but Ahmad Arbery didn't have a weapon. He was being chased by some clowns, just like Kyle Rittenhouse was being chased by some clowns. I believe Kyle Rittenhouse is he was acting in self-defense. He's not guilty of intentional homicide. He's not guilty of reckless endangerment of other people. He wasn't, because he was very efficient with that weapon. So for me, it's not about race. I'm going to be consistent. Now, with different circumstances, there was one circumstance, you know, you had, you know, riots going on. It wasn't a protest. It was fucking riots. You're burning down buildings that, you know, you're burning down your own buildings in your own town. You know what I mean? But you're allowing other people from other towns to come and burn down your city. Like, that's non-productive. That's not productive at all. So yeah, completely different circumstances. But at the point of the action, where people were killed, they both were running and trying not to be confronted by people that were chasing them down. Only in Kyle Rittenhouse's case, the rabbit had the gun. And in Ahmad Arbery's case, the rabbit didn't have the gun. And that's just the bottom line to it. So, you have a choice. You can look at all the facts and make a determination, or you can just you can watch him, the Officer Tatum, and listen to him lie by omission, and go from there. Me, I'm going to tell you, don't believe what I say. Go fact check me. Go look at all the facts of the case, all the crucial points. Go listen to the 911 tape, which I listened to. Listening to that, there was no reason. He had no suspicion of Ahmad Arbery committing burglary at the time. Only before that he might have been involved in burglaries before. And yeah, English called the police and all this other shit and had the cameras put in, and he even might have had English. They supposedly had the McMichaels keeping an eye out. Right? I'm going to tell you all the facts. English had the McMichaels keeping an eye out on his property to make sure people weren't taking shit, right? But he didn't say, "Oh, if a motherfucker's just standing in my house not doing anything, chase him down and kill him." That's not what he said. So, Ahmad Arbery being chased by vehicles, which are dangerous, right? They can kill you. If they'd have hit him with it, he could have died. Serious bodily injury. He could have had a reasonable suspicion, and I'm not even gonna assert his intent, because I don't know what his intent was. I don't know what he was feeling as he was being chased down by those vehicles. I don't know if he feared his life. I don't know, because he's dead. So, get all the facts. Get all the facts. Don't even listen to me. Go do your own fact checking. Because I tell you what, the jury is going to get a whole lot more information than Brandon Tatum is going to give you. And I'm giving you more information than Brandon Tatum is giving you. And people like Colin Noir are going to give you more information. And then you got lawyers on both sides that have their points. At the end of the day, it comes down to what the jury's going to decide. Let me holler at y'all real quick. Tamiko Anderson was good. Oh, Tom, top of the morning. That's what's up. Sage the World was good. Black Swan B1 was good. I don't agree with that kind of justice. A knife has no chance against a gun. 3 against 1 looks terrible. What knife? Are you saying Ahmad Arbery didn't have a knife? The Habakkuk said Dad said he would have killed Ahmad himself, and was in court saying how they knew he was, etc. What do you mean they knew who he was? Well, are you watching the case? Or are you watching the court case, Habakkuk? The depths of links to which Tatum ABL distort reality or truth in order to unjustifiably defame and deprive individual of their race and or type of races. Yeah, it's mind blowing. I don't get it. If someone driving up to me and pointing a weapon at me, that would make me panic. It's a shame he died. Exactly. Like, dude, he's being chased by 2 different vehicles, a motherfucker in the back, and a motherfucker like hopping out with a shotgun. Come on, man. And they don't have the right to stop him. He doesn't have to listen to them if they take. They're regular citizens like him. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, if I decided to do, yeah, it's crazy. Not pointing the gun at them, and worst part, they're charging him. Exactly. Yeah, I did check the link. I got to finish watching it, Jimmy. ABL got an L. Oh, wait, I said it before. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know why people gotta lie. You should give people as many facts as you can and let them make their own decision. Not give them half the facts. Let's see. Habakkuk says I've seen clips on it. They were acting like they had other encounters with him, and how he was a threat to the community. Seems like they trying to profile him as a black thug. Of course. Of course. So if they seen him before, and why didn't the police do anything? If they knew who he was and they seen him before, you can have all the suspicions you want. If you can see, if a motherfucker in your neighborhood, that's not your neighborhood. First of all, it's a public area, right? Yeah, that house wasn't his house. Listen, if they knew him before and he was doing all the shit that they thought he was doing, why didn't the police arrest him? So I got a question. I hope Kyle wins, because it's not a trial against him. It's a trial against our right to keep and bear arms and our right to self-defense. That's also on trial. So it is what it is. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Like, share, subscribe. Much love. And yeah, let's keep marching forward toward freedom. And get all the facts. Don't just listen to half the facts like people like the Officer Tatum gives you. And don't even listen to me. Go gather all the facts and make your own decisions. Peace.